What's going on everybody, welcome to today's video on free-to-play recommendation on Genshin Impact 5.0 banner. If you didn't know yet, first half comes with Mualani and Kazuha, while the second half goes to Kinich and Raiden Shogun. Since this video is all for free-to-play players, I'm gonna review their strength as C0 without any signature weapon, so please keep that in mind. Well anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. Well, first of all, I actually do sympathize her a little bit because of all characters she chose to challenge, she chose Neuvillette. If you didn't know, Mualani is a Hydro Catalyst DPS with HP scaling which puts her in direct confrontation against Neuvillette without any excuse. So there's only one way to end this. Either she power creeps Neuvillette to become the new queen, or she's barely alive under the sea like a stillborn. I trust you have already known the answer. It's hard to imagine her beating this monstrosity, especially they are officially allowing him to do 360.
Bow your head.
But still, we shouldn't judge her before knowing her, so allow me to briefly explain her kit to you. Long story short, Mualani is a new character who heavily relies on forward Hydro replies to deal damage. For your context, her playstyle is basically a simplified version of Milk Ganyu, who's able to do 3 enhanced normal attack per rotation under perfect control. Yes, I have to stress this to you, because in order to do the maximum damage, she has to touch the enemies 3 times before attacking, similar to Ganyu who has to charge her shots. However, unlike Ganyu who has no time limit, Mualani only has 10 seconds duration at the very best, which is just barely enough time for 3 fully enhanced normal attacks. So basically, any single moment you're not touching the enemies, you lose damage. Translation: she loses damage against anything that moves. Try this with Kirara yourself, and try sticking to the enemies at all times. You'll see what I mean. To make things even worse, she's not allowed to dodge or dash at all, otherwise it'll consume her skill duration just like Wanderer without his passive talent. Luckily, she does have built-in interrupt resistance as C0, but don't rely on it since it only works partially. So good luck dancing against anything that attacks, and hope she won't get interrupted in the process.
I'm gonna get fired.
So yeah, there you go. These are the minimal requirements for her to do well. Yes, you heard right, minimal. I really wish I'm joking, but sadly I'm not. Other problems include her extremely weak Hydro application, which makes her abysmal against any kinds of shields. Besides, just like Melt Ganyu, there's not much flexibility to her team build. Both Pyro and shields are mandatory, so you only have one not so flexible slot remaining because she can't bring any good Hydro supports with her, otherwise they'll interfere with her replies. But fortunately, there's still hopes for her team build, because her passive talent indicates there will be more Natlan teammates for her in the future. But that also means you have to pull at least 2 more 5-star characters, which isn't cheap at all. So in conclusion, compared to Neuvillette, the only thing she has is the better nuke damage. Under ideal situation where everything is perfect, I don't doubt she'll outperform Neuvillette in terms of damage. Besides, I can guarantee there'll be tons of nuke videos like this when she comes out, and telling you how broken she is without telling you anything about her downsides. But to be fair, she's really not a bad character at all, it's just her adversary is too unfair. It'll be a completely different story if she's anything other than Hydro. Well, Kinich is really an interesting one. After watching his gameplay, I can't really help but feel that he's literally the sum between Sino, Yoimiya, Navia, and Emily. Seems ridiculous, right? Why? Because he inherits Yoimiya's 100% single target normal attacks, Sino's QT attack which bursts every few seconds, extremely identical bursts as Navia, and Emily's relying on burning. Well, to be fair, the last part is a little bit better since Burgeon also works for Kinich along with burning. But still, that's basically Kinich in a nutshell, though I must admit the chain linking certainly looks fun and unique. Strength-wise, all of these characters are not meta in any way, so it's unlikely for their son to be the meta. To be perfectly honest, Just for his lack of LE already makes him far from the meta, let alone being reliant on burning and burgeon. But to be fair, unlike Emily whose entire skill set is bound with burning, Kinich is actually playable even without burning and burgeon, because the only part of his kit that is related to them is his passive one, which speeds out his energy gain for nuke. So basically, even without relations, Kinich himself is still able to generate energy with his attacks, so he can still charge out the nuke just fine, only it's a bit slower. That means for his team build, if you don't mind sacrificing his passive one, he can join any existing Dendro team as a Dendro DPS, including Nilou's Bloom. That's already a big win compared to Emily. But of course, obviously Kinich's best team would still be the burning with Emily, but let's not forget Burgeon also works for him. So he's compatible with all the great Hydro supports such as Fulina, Xingqiu and Yelan. All of them are perfectly fine as Emily's substitute. So Emily is definitely not a requirement if you really want to pull Kinich. She's good to have but not 100% needed. And last, although Xianling's pairs pretty well with him, his passive 2 also indicates he'll receive 2 more teammates in the future, just like Mualani. So if you plan to pull Kinich, be prepared to pull his teammates too. Again, not cheap whatsoever. Next one out is the Raiden Shogun, who is having her 4th rerun in the next patch. It's already been 3 years since her first release, and while she's still a decent character even for now, her best free-to-play team still remains the national team, which we have so many new drivers to it in the past few years. Simply to say, she's not a must anymore. Outside for national, she really struggles to find another good team except for some meme teams like Hyperbloom, where she only works as a detonator. At the same time, since Natlan characters are all getting these new mechanics, it'll be even harder for her to join any Natlan teams. So in conclusion, if you're not obsessed with collecting Archons, it's best for you to skip her. Well, the last, Kazuha. Just see all these teams. Well, I don't think we need any further explanation anymore. Just pull him if you don't have him yet. So in conclusion, aside from getting Kazuha if you don't have him yet, it's best to skip everyone else. From what I'm seeing, both Mualani and Kinich are far from the materials for meta. They both have their own weaknesses that's not easy to deal with, and they are both pending on new Natlan characters which you have to pull, otherwise their kit won't even be complete. In other words, they are expensive. That's why I don't recommend them, especially when we don't know any details about the future characters. Maybe all of them want sweet Mualani and Kinich, and if that happens, they are lost cause. So if I were you, I would just save for Pyro Archon. You 100% want to go wrong with that. Well, that's basically all about this video. So what do you think about these new characters? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching and I'll be seeing you in the next one.